Hey guys, welcome back to Analytics with Prem. So in this video, I'm back with another exciting project which is related to e-commerce. So basically, we have to analyze the refund and return of the products from to this e-commerce. Okay, so we basically have a table which is super messy, and this table contains all the related information of products, categories, subcategories, and also the information of the customers. So we have to break this down into different dimension tables, and we have to basically normalize this table. After normalizing this table, we have to create a star schema in our Fabric semantic model. So after then, we are going to import this in our Power BI, and we are going to create a report. So you can see the report which I have created. So once the report is created, we are going to publish this report into our workspace, and there we are going to create a data pipeline in which we are going to put the data flows and the semantic model for to the schedule refresh. So please stay connected to this video. So guys, let's back to screen. So first of all, let me go to our SQL server and show you the table. So let me open. Basically, we are having a database called e-commerce, and in this e-commerce we are having a table, e-commerce returns refund. So let me see what is inside this table. So let's start from the table name. Let me run it. So basically it is having near about 4,286 records. Okay, and it is having the order related details, order line id, order date, and also it is having the customer related information. Basically this one is the fact table, and it contains all the information related to orders, customers, products, category, subcategory. So basically this table we have to normalize. So we have to break this table into different dimension tables. So let me see what is inside this table. Or the customer related information is there, the product related information is there, product id, product name, categories, subcategories, brands, sales channel, and also the payment related related details are there. Payment method, whether it is credit card, upi. So basically you can see the credit card, it is under lower case, it is under camel case. So we have to do a data transformation here, not here in data flows, and we are going to do the data transformation where we are going to clean this data. Also it is having the quantity, unit price, the pricing related details here. So it is also having a return flag, whether customer has returned the product or the product has not been returned. So return date is also there. If it is yes, then the return date is there, return reason is there. Else we can see it is having nulls. So return quantity is there, whether how many products are being returned. The return deduction percentage is there. Product rating is also there. So now we are going to import this data into our data flows and to where we are going to do a data cleaning process. So now let me go to our Fabric account and let's create a new workspace there. So let me go to workspaces and new workspace, and here I am going to rename it as a e-commerce returns, and I'm going to assign Fabric trial and apply it. Now here we are going to create a data flows as well as a lake house. So let me first create a lake house. Let me name it as a returns e-commerce returns lake house. Okay, now let me create a data flow. From new item you can create all of these things. Let me create a data flows into. Let me name it as a e-commerce returns data flow. We have to get the data from SQL Server, and here we have to give the database name. My database name is PM. Oh, server name here we have to give. Let me control X. Database name is PM. Let me get the server name. Okay, server name is PM, and database name is, let me copy it from here. So the database name is e-commerce. You have to select the gateways and the authentication. I need Windows authentication. Username, let me give. Yeah, so it is asking to select the table, so I'm going to select this table and let me create it. So it will load the table. So the table got loaded. Now we have to check the column quality. For this you have to go here, and you have to, not in here, just go to view, data view, and enable column profile, enable all of them. Okay. So now it got loaded. So now you can see it is having valid 100% records valid, and also it is showing the 100 1000 distinct and 1000 unique. So this is the unique key. And now let me do some quick check on all the columns. So here you can see the order date. We don't need this time column, so we have to convert the data type to date only. Let me change to date only. And here customer ID is correct. Customer segment, let me check. Okay. So this one is also correct. Customer state is also correct. We don't have to see. And product ID we don't have to look. Product name is also correct. Category is also correct. Subcategory brand. Okay, now let's go to sales channel. So let me check here. So you can see marketplace, it is coming three times. So for the first time it is M is capital. For the second time everything is in small, and for the third time everything is in capital. So what we have to do, just select this column and go to transform, and here in the format just use capitalize each word. Now let me check. So now you can see it is showing the unique values. Okay, everything got corrected. Now again let's go to payment method. Now let me check here. So here also you can see cash on delivery is in small, and again it is in camel case. So this we have to again do the same. Let me go to format and capitalize each word. Now let me check again. So it is coming COD and cash on delivery, both are same, so we have to replace COD with cash on delivery. So now let me go and, so first let me copy this one, cash on delivery. Not from here. Let me copy it, control C. and replace values. We have to type COD and replace with cash on delivery. So now you can see cash on delivery, credit card, debit card, net banking, UPI, wallet. Now everything is correct. Okay, now let me go to quantity. So quantity, the data type is in text. We have to change the data type to whole number. So again, let me see this unit price. So you can see in unit price, it is something, the question mark is coming before the number. So we have to eliminate this. So for doing this, let's right click on it and transform data, and we have to trim it. So when you will trim it, it will show the same. It will not remove this uh, question mark. So what you have to do here, you have to give the comma, and in quotation, you have to give the question mark. Let me tick it. So now you can see it got corrected. Now we have to change the data type to decimal. The same we have to do with the unit cost also. Let me right click, transform column, text transform, and trim it. And here we have to give a comma, double quotation, we have to give the question mark. Okay, and here we have to change the data type to decimal. So the discount per PCT, the it is also in text data type, so we have to change it to percentage. Now again, shipping fee, we have to do the same. Right click on it, transform column, text transform, not capitalize. We have to trim it. Right click, text transform, and trim it. And here we have to give a comma, in double quotation we have to give a question mark. The data type of this will be, let me take it, let me check whether it is in decimal. I don't think it is in decimal. Okay, so we have to give it as a whole number. Now again, delivery date, we don't need the time stamp here, so we have to change the data type to date only. Okay, again here in return flag, so you can see it is showing n, no, no, not return, return, y, yes, yes. So what we have to do first, we have to capitalize each word. So right click, transform, and capitalize each word. Now let me check. Okay, so not returned, we have to replace with no. Let me replace values. Not returned with no. I have done in return date. So let me cross it. In return flag we have to do replace values. And returned we have to replace with yes. Again it is showing as n no y yes. Okay, so also we have to replace n with no, y with yes. What happened to this? Let me go to previous step. Okay, so what we have to do is first remove this one and this one too. Okay, so what you have to do, let me replace it. Replace values n with no, and you have to go to advanced and match the entire cell contents. Okay, now same you have to do with y also. Let me replace values y with yes, and advance match the entire cell contents. Okay, so this one got corrected. Now let me go to return date. So it is not in date data type. We have to change it to date data type. Now return reason, let me check. Here also we have to do capitalize each word, transform text transform, and capitalize each word. Okay, so here you can see not as expected, and also one thing more, let me load it. Not as expected, product not as expected. So we have to replace not as expected with product not as expected. Okay, so let me copy it, and here we have to replace it with product not as expected. Okay, again what we have to do, go here, advanced, match the entire cell contents. Okay, now this one got corrected. What we have to do again, return quantity, the quantity is also in text. We have to change the data type to whole number. Let me see whether it is a whole number or in decimal. I think it will be in whole number only, so let me replace it with whole number. And this column also in percentage. Product rating, so product rating we don't want, but still we can keep it as a whole number. So now our data is cleaned. So you can see all the steps. These are all the steps. Okay, so these are the applied steps. These are the data transformation which we have done. Now we have to break this table into different dimension tables. So first of all, let me reference it, and let me name it as a fact orders. Okay, and here we have to do some transformation. So here what we have to do, we have to remove some of the columns. We have to keep only the orders column. So just like customer related information we have to remove. Let me remove these one. First load, let me go to view, data view, let me disable this one. Now product ID we need, we can remove this. Okay, customer segment, customer city, customer state, and now we can remove this product related information, product name, category, subcategory, brand. Okay, let me remove these, remove columns. Okay, so this one is our orders table and this one will be our fact table. Now let me again duplicate this one. And here we are going to uh, convert this into dimension, and we are going to give the product details here, dim products. So we have to put only the product related information here. Other columns we have to remove. Let me select the product ID, product name, category, subcategory, brand. Okay, these columns we have to take. Now let me remove other columns. Now let me select this product ID and remove duplicates. So in dimension table, the ID column will be always a unique column. Now let me again go to this table and reference it. Now we are going to create customer table, dim customers, and here we are going to put the customer related details. So let me choose the customer ID, customer segment, customer city, customer state, and remove other columns. Let me select this customer ID and remove the duplicates. Okay, now let me again duplicate this one. Now let me give as dim channel, and here we are going to keep only the channel related columns. Only one column we are having, so we are going to keep this column only. Remove other columns and remove duplicates. Oh, remove duplicates. Now again let me duplicate this one. So this one will be return reason. Let me take the return reason column. Remove other columns and remove duplicates. And here you can see one null is coming, so we can filter out this null. Now again let me duplicate this one, and this one will be the payment method. Let me name it as dim payment method. And here we are going to select only the payment method column. And remove duplicates. Okay, so now this one, all our tables got created. So one fact table is there, others are dimension table. Now we are going to create a star schema. So before creating the modeling, first let me do some more modification here. So let me name it as a staging. Staging, okay. And this table, we are going to disable the load for it. Okay, now we have to give the data destination to all of these tables. Again, we have to create one calendar table. So the calendar table we are going to create with the help of a Mcode. Already I am having a Mcode. I will provide this Mcode in description. You can also copy and replicate the same. So this one is the Mcode. Let me copy this Mcode, and with the help of this Mcode we are going to create our calendar table. So let's go to home, get data from blank query, and let me paste it here. So here you have to modify the start date and end date. So I will tell you how you can get the start date and end date. So basically in our fact table we are having the orders date. So start date will be the minimum of the orders date, and end date will be the maximum of the orders date. So for now I am keeping the same. I will change it later. So it will auto generate all the columns. So you can see it has created all the columns. Now let me name it as a calendar table. Okay, now let me find out the start date and end date. You can find out from, let me find out from to the M query, from to the SQL server. Select minimum of order date. So it is 250101. Let me go to advanced editor. Hmm. Let me now find out the max of this. 25, 25, 12, 31. 12, 31. Okay, let me click on OK. Only 1 year of data we are having. So now everything got created here. We have the calendar table, we have all the dimension table, we have the fact table. Now we have to give the data destination to our lake house. Let me give the data destination. So this one is our workspace, and here you have to expand it and you have to save it into the DBO schema. This one. Okay, let me save it. It will ask you the data types, so you have to check the data type of each column whether it is correct or not, and save it. Let me do it quickly for all the tables. So now let me save, close and run it, and let's wait until it publishes. So now let's wait until it publishes. So you can see the run has started, and it will take some time and it will load all the tables into our lakehouse. So let's wait. So now you can see our data flow has been completed successfully. So run has succeeded. Now let me quickly go to our lakehouse and check whether we got our all the tables or not. So in our lakehouse we got our all the tables. You can see all of these tables are here. Now we have to create a semantic model. To create a semantic model, you have to first change it to SQL Analytics endpoint. So let me change it to SQL Analytics endpoint. And here you will get the option of creating a new semantic model. So let me click on it. So you have to search all the tables. So these are all the tables. Let me tick all of them, and you have to give the model name. So let me give the model name as e-commerce returns model, and always you have to select direct click on SQL. Now let me confirm it. So our model has been created. Let me go to our uh, workspace and check. This one is our model. So let me open it. Now here we have to do the data modeling. All the measures also we have to create here only in data model. Okay. So whenever you will open the model, it will always open in viewing mode. You have to change it to editing mode. Now let me create a star schema here. So our fact table we have to put in the center, and all the tables we have to put side by side. Okay. So now one by one, let me create the cardinalities. So dim customer, with the customer ID, we have to map it with the fact table, and it will be cardinality will be one to many. So it is correct. Let me click on save. Now with the dim product ID will be there. So let me map it with the product ID. It will also be one to many. For dim return reason, let me find out the return reason. This one to many. Payment method, one to many. Now let me create a calendar table. So with order date with order date we have to map. It will be one to many. Sales channel with the sales channel. Let me find out the column. This one is the sales channel. From here we have to drag and drop here. So one to many. Okay. So our data modeling has been completed. So this model we have to import in our Power BI, and all the measures we have to create here. So you are seeing that we are getting the option of creating a new measures. We can create the parameter calculation group. So everything we can create here only. Okay. Also one thing more we have to do here. We have to sort the month name by month number. So this let me do here only. Month name short by column month. So basically month is our month number. Now again let me select this month short and month short also with the month number. Okay, so this we have done. Okay, let me add a new table and let me give it as dummy. Okay, so this table will be created, and here what we have to do, here this table will be a measure table. So all the measures we are going to create here only. Measure table, measures table. Okay, all the calculated measures we are going to create here, all the calculated columns we have to create onto the data flows Zen2. Okay, so now let me import this semantic model in our Power BI. Let me open Power BI. You have to get the data from Power BI semantic model. Get the data from Power BI semantic model, and this one is our model, e-commerce returns model. Let me connect it. So you can see all our tables we got, and here you can see it will be the model which we have created. So that model we have imported, all the modeling is completed here. We don't have to modify here. We cannot modify here. Okay, so as you can see, it is connected live to Power BI semantic model. In live connection, we can't do data modeling, as well as we can create the measures, but we cannot create the calculated columns. So the calculated columns we have to create onto the data flows Zen2. Now let me do the page sizing here. Let me go to format, and in canvas setting, let me choose custom, and the height I'm going to take it as near about 1000, and width I'm going to take it as 1600. Alignment will be in the middle. Okay, now let me choose the background color, the color which we are going to use here. Let me choose E4 EA F3. This color we are going to use, and let me give the transparency as 0. So now you can see, now we have to create some placeholders. For creating the placeholders, we can add the shapes here. Now let me go and insert some shapes. Let me insert one rectangle here. Okay, so before going to this, let me change the theme. Let me go to view, and the theme I'm going to select as classic only. Okay, now go to format, and here let me go to style and size. Fill, here we are going to take as white color. Border we are going to turn off. Okay, and now let me give the height and width of this shape. So the height we are going to give as, let me go to properties, height we are going to give as 83, and width we are going to give as 1600. Okay, now let me copy this one. We are going to create the placeholders for each visual. So now let me give the height and width for this one. So the height will be, let me take is 236, and the width I'm going to take it as 193. Okay, let me give the position also. uh, Horizontal we are going to give as 28, and vertical we are going to give as 122. Okay, so this one is correct. Now let me copy this, let me paste it. 4 times we have to paste it. And now let me change the height and width for this one. So the height I am going to take it as 376. Okay. Okay, now width, let me adjust it to like this. Now let me copy this one and paste it below. And let me copy the same and paste it over here. Okay, so our layout has been created. Now we have to do the visualization. So let me go to our semantic model and create some measures. Let's create the KPI measures. So here in the measures table we are going to create the measures. So the first one will be the total orders equal to, and it will be the distinct count of the order ID. Let me create the second measure. The second measure will be the returned orders. So the returned orders we will calculate by using a calculate function. Calculate, we have already created the total orders, and in the filter context we are going to give the returned flag we are having. Return flag equal to yes. Now we have to create a return rate percentage equal to, and this one will be the divide function, divide returned orders by total orders, and the alternate result will be 0. Now the last one will be refund amount. So the refund amount will be a little bit tricky. Let me create it. So for creating this, let me first go to our workspace and show you. Let me go to our table. Okay, so directly we don't have the column of refund amount. So we have refund deduction percentage. Okay, also we have return quantity, and unit cost discount percentage. So basically once we have delivered the product, we have given some discount percentage. Okay, so we have to minus this discount percentage. After then we have to calculate the refund amount. So let me do this quickly here. Let me use calculate, and after then we need row by row operation. So we need sumx, table name we have to give, fact orders, and return quantity. Return quantity multiplied by unit price. After then again we have to multiply it by 1 minus discount percentage. Okay, again we have to multiply it by 1 minus a refund deduction percentage. Let me close the sumx. After then onto the filter condition, we have to give the return flag equal to yes. Now let me quickly place all these onto the card visual and place it over here. Let me go to the build option and create a card. So here we are going to first use measures table. Let me refresh it. So the total orders, we are going to place it over here. Okay, let me format it. Let me use the card new. Okay, this one we are going to use. Let me go to callout values. Let me select the total orders, and here we are going to use the bold only. This one in the middle, display unit, we are going to use as none. Okay, label we have to give 12, and heading we have to not heading, we have to change it to courier new. This one we are going to use. Okay, background let me turn off, border let me turn off, and also let me search for divider. Divider is already off. Now let me place it over here. Okay, let me copy paste the same, and here we need returned orders. Let me do a format painter here. Okay, we have to do a manual. So again we have to go to cards, values, label, and here we have to select 12. It should be courier new, and in the middle Okay, now let me copy the same and paste it over here, and here also let me put the return rate percentage, and return rate percentage should be in percentage. Now let me change it from here. Format will be in percentage. Let me refresh it from here. Okay, now let me copy paste the same. Now here we have to use the refund amount. Okay, now okay, so this one got created. Okay, now let's create some more visuals here. So first let me take a text box and add a heading here. The heading will be e-commerce return and refund analysis. Control A, it should be Suji UI bold, and it will be near about 24. Let me place it over here. Okay, this one is okay. Let me place it little bit more down. Now it is okay. So now let's create one area chart. Let me go to build and select one area chart. Let me place it over here. Okay, now on to the x-axis we have to put the month name. So the month name we will put from to the calendar. So month short we are going to put, and let me rename it to month. And onto the y-axis we have to put the refund amount. Okay, now onto the secondary y-axis we have to put the returned orders. So now you can see it has created this chart. Now let me go to format and do some formatting for it. Okay, so the title will be refund amount trend. It will be bold and 10. Color will be black. Okay, let me give as 11. Now let me go to lines and let me select the return orders. So the color of this we are going to change it to some purple like this. Okay, now let me select from here all, and interpolation we are going to select as smooth. Okay, now let me go to y-axis and minimum we are going to take it as 147. Now this one is okay. Secondary y-axis we are going to take the minimum as 10. Now this one is okay. Let me go to format and turn off the grid lines. Okay, so this one got created. Now, okay, let me do some formatting for this. Let me let me increase the text size of this x-axis to 9 and let me change the color to some more darker. Same for to the y-axis also. Let me take this one and let me increase the size. Onto the secondary y-axis also let me do the same. Okay, it is already 9. So now this one is okay. Now let's create one of the slicer here. Let me go to build and take one slicer. Now here let me put sales channel. Let me filter out the blanks and let me do formatting for it. It will be in tile. Let me keep it in tile. Now let me place it over here. Okay, let me see. So now you can see the values are changing. Okay, now we are going to create one more interesting chart, that is Pareto chart. Okay, for this chart we have to create some more calculations. So let me go to our semantic model and create some measures for it. So let me create a new measure. So for the first measure will be returned unit, returned units. So it will be the sum of returned quantity. Again new measure. So we are going to create a return reason rank. Okay, so here we are going to use rank x function. So we are going to create the ranking for the for this return reason. Okay, so here we are going to use all selected because we have to respect the visual level filters, and here return reason. Now we have to calculate the return units. Okay, here we need the descending and we have to use the dense rank. Okay, now let me see whether we are getting the correct ranks or not. Let me use one table visual here. Let me use the, not this one, return reason we have to use. Okay, and let me refresh it. So where is the ranking column? Return reason rank, this one. Let me place it over here. So we are getting only one rank. Why? Let me check here what is wrong here. Where is the returned units? Sum of returned quantity. Okay, this one is correct. Okay, so here we have selected the fact table. We have to select the return reason from to the dimension table. Now let me hit enter. Let me check there. Let me refresh it. So now you can see we are getting the exact ranks. So the rank we are getting product not as expected as rank 1. So maximum return are from product not as expected, and after then wrong size. Okay, and so on. Now let me create another measure. So first we have to create the cumulative return units. So let me create a, we are going to create a Pareto chart. So Pareto chart we are using, so for this we are going to create these measures. Cumulative return units, and this one will be, so for this let me use variable a equal to, we are going to recall our rank, return reason rank, and now we are going to return sum x. We need row by row operation, and in the table we are going to give the filter. Here we are going to use the filter function because we have to filter it, we have to respect all the visual level filter. So we are going to use all selected. After then we are going to use return reason. Let me close it. After then return reason rank is less than or equal to, and this one will be a. Okay, let me close it. Again returned units. Okay, so basically we are going to sum x, we are going to find out the returned units where we are keeping the visual level filters, and return reason rank is greater than or equal to a. Okay, so this one is the filtered rank and this one is the rank which we are getting. Now let me hit enter. Let me see this one also. Let me put this one, return cumulative. Okay, so now you can see the product which is ranked as first. Okay, it is giving 228 units. After then it is adding to the second one which is giving 445. Again 445 plus 228, 629. Like this it is adding all. Also we are having one blank. Okay, so we have to ignore this blank. So like this it is adding, keeps on adding. So this is the cumulative return units. Okay, so now we have to create one more measure, that is cumulative return percentage. Now let's create one more measure. And this one will be the divide of cumulative return units by, we have to again use the filtered return units, all selected, return reason, and alternate result will be 0. Okay, and this one will be in percentage. So let's change the data type to percentage. Now let's refresh it from here, and let me remove this one. Now we have to take line and not stacked, line and clustered column chart we are going to take. Let me put it over here. Okay, onto the x-axis we are going to put the return reason, and onto the y-axis, okay, line, okay, column y-axis we are going to put the returned units. And onto the line y-axis we are going to put the cumulative return percentage. So you can see this Pareto. Okay, so basically let me format it, after then let me explain it. So the title will be return reason Pareto. Let me give the, let me bold it. Okay, and it will be 11. Let me turn on the data labels. So the data labels, let me take the value as black only. X-axis we are going to take it as 9, and the color will be dark. Y-axis also values will be 9 and color will be dark. Okay, let me turn off the background for this, and here we have to do some more return reason. We have to select all and disable the blanks. Okay, now you can see it is giving. So you can see the product not as expected 20.4. Okay, after then combining these two, 39.98, it is giving 56.51, and combining these three, it is giving 69.36, so and so on. So it is giving 100%. So let me select this one and let me do not like this. Let me select this one and disable the grid lines. Okay, now this one is correct. Now let's create the next chart. So let me take another chart. Oh, I'm going to take the clustered bar chart. Okay, this one I'm going to take, and let's put it over here. Now onto the y-axis we are going to take the category. So from to the dim products I'm going to take this category, and onto the x-axis we have to put the returned units. And also onto the x-axis we are going to put the total orders. So you can see it has created like this. Now let me do some formatting for it. Let me first go to bars and let me go to layout. The space between the categories, let me take it as 27, and space between series, let me take it as 20. Okay, so this one got corrected. Now let me move to data labels. Let me turn on the data labels, and position will be the outside end. Okay, now let me go to bars and let me go to colors. So first select returned units. For returned units, let me take some different color. Let me take this one. And for total orders, let me take the same this color, some little bit darker. Okay, this one. Okay, now let me go to x and y axis. Let me give it as 9. It will be darker, and the same for x axis, values 9, and it will be darker. Let me go to title, and it will be 11, bold, and the color will be black. Okay, now let me disable the y-axis, x-axis title. No, not the title, but the values. Let me disable this one. Okay, so let me go to data labels also, and here let me go to values. Color, let me take it as black only. Background, let me turn on. Okay, so this one got created. Now let's move to next chart. For next chart we are going to take the donut chart. Let me go to build and create a donut chart. So this one is the donut chart. Let me place it over here. And onto the legends we have to put the sales channel. So from dim channel we are going to put the sales channel, and onto the values we are going to put the returned units. Okay, now let me go to format and format this one. So first let me go to spacing. Inner radius, let me take it as near about 82. Okay. And details label, let me turn off. And let me take this to the bottom center. Okay. Okay, now let me copy this one and place it over here, and here we are going to put the returned units. Call out values, return units, and it will be none. Let me place it over here. Okay, this one is correct now. Let me turn on the title. It will be 11, black, and it will be bold. Returned unit by sales channel. Okay, now what we have to do, let's increase some font size for this legend. The color, we are going to take the darker one. Okay. Okay, now let me add one more slicer. So let's add one more slicer, and this one will be the date range from to the calendar table. Let me place it over here. Okay, so this page got created. Now let me name it as a executive summary. Now we have to build the second page. So now we are going to create another page, but before creating another page, we have to add the images here. Okay, so let me go here and insert one image visual. Where is that? Let me check here. let me insert it from here. Okay, so let me add for orders. We are going to add this one. Okay, let me add another image. For return order, we are going to add this one. Let me keep the height and width the same. One 43, 170. And the position will be 39, 121. Okay, so now let's add another one. One 43, 170. Okay, so the images got added. Now let me duplicate this page. Now here let me remove this one. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this one. Also this one we don't need. Let me remove one by one. Let me increase the size of it to 36 and 272. Okay, 1022. Okay, so this placeholder we have created. Now we need this one and this one. Let's remove this also. So now what we need to calculate. So the first we need to calculate, we need to create a calculated column in which we need to see the difference of days for the return days. Okay, so let me go to our data flow Zen 2. So basically we are having the order date and the return date. So order date is this one, and where is the return date? Return date is this one. So we need to find out the difference between the order date and the return date. So the difference will be in days. We need to create one calculated column for it. So let me open the data flows Zen 2, and here we are going to create this one. Okay, so now here we are going to create a custom column, and here we are going to use the function duration.days, and we are going to put the return date minus order date, and the data type of this will be whole number. The column name will be return days. So wherever the return flag will be yes, it will give the duration of days. So these are the difference of days. Okay, now let's save the data destination, and again we have to publish this data flow. Okay, now let me save the settings, and now let me save, close and run. So let's wait until it publishes. Okay, now our data flow has been published successfully. Now let me go to our model and refresh it from here. Okay, so from here you have to refresh it. So you can see we got our return days column here. Now we have to create some more measures. So first of all, let me create a measure for average return days. Average return days equal to, and this will be the average of return days. Now we have to create one more measure for to the top return category, and for this we are going to use variable, and this variable we are going to keep it as a equal to, and here we are going to use top pen function. Top pen, so this one will create a temporary table, and we are going to use values in which we are going to pass the category, and it will be evaluated by order by the expression return unit, and it will be in ascending, not in ascending but in descending order. Now let me return it. So for return, we are going to use concatenate tags function. And here we will return A and category, and delimiter we are going to use comma. Okay, now let's create one more measure just like same. So we are going to create a measure for top return reason. Equal to, and here also we are going to use variable a equal to, and we are going to use top, and here also one values and return reason, order by return units, descending, okay. So again we are going to use order by expression or return reason, and this one will be by ascending order. So why we are ordering by two times? So basically the first one will give, suppose if there are two values which are same, so it will return in descending order, so it will not able to pick up the first one, it will give the wrong value. So again we are ordering it by the ascending order, so it will first it will take the descending order, after then if the two values are same, then based on the ascending order it will pick up the value. Okay, so like this we have to calculate. Now again return concatenate tags and a return reason by delimiter comma. Now let's go here and let me refresh it from here. So here in place of this total orders, let me take return category, top return category. So the top return category is fashion. Again we have to do some formatting, layout, not in layout, call out values. We have to select top return, and here label we have to turn off. No, not turn off. For here we are going to use 18 only, and for the labels we are going to use 12, and this will be courier new. Alignment in the middle. Okay, let's place it over here. Let me copy the same and paste it over here. and here we are going to use top return reason. Let me select this one and use the format painter. So we have to do manually. Let me select this one. Label we are going to use 12 only, and courier new, this will be in the middle only. Okay, now this one got created. Now let's move to next one. Okay, so now let me add this visual here. And here we have to put the average return days. Let me put this one and remove this one. Let me go to format and do the formatting for this. Call out value. The label will be 12 and it will be courier new, and we have to place it in the middle. Okay, now let me place it over. Let me place it little bit down. Okay, now we have to add one image. Let me add this one. Okay, now let's add one matrix visual. Let me add a matrix visual, and we have to create a heat map. Okay, onto the rows we have to put the subcategory. So subcategory will be in the product, and onto the columns we have to put the return reason, and onto the values we have to put the return units. Now let's do the formatting for this. So the column subtotals, row subtotals we have to turn off, and let me go to style, and change it to none. Okay, this one we have to select. Now let me go to column headers and increase the font size to 11. Now let me go to row headers also, increase the font size to 11, and let me go to values now, and here let me increase the font size to 16. Okay, You can see zeros are also coming. Let me remove the zeros. Okay, now we have to go to cell elements and do the and change the background color. Okay, return units, let me change the background color. So onto the effects, we are going to use some different colors. We are going to add the middle value also. For to the lowest, I'm going to use the hash code triple F7F6. This one I am going to use. And for to the middle, we are going to use some different F6, B8, B2. For to the highest, we are going to use different one, B8, 4242. Okay, now you can see. Yeah, so same for to the font color also we have to do. Add a middle color and the same colors you have to choose. Triple F, 7F6, middle color F6, B8, B2, and the highest we are going to choose as B8, 4242. Okay, so now this one got created. Okay, like this you have to create a heat map. So now let's move to next one. So before moving to next one, we have to create one measure for average discount. So let's create one measure for to the average discount. Average discount percentage we have to take equal to divide, and here sum x facts orders, and we have to take discount PCT multiplied by quantity, and this whole we have to divide by sum of quantity. And the alternate result will be 0. And this will be in percentage. So let me change the data type to percentage. Okay, now let's refresh it from here. Okay, now we have to take one scattered chart. Let me take a scattered chart, this one, and place it over here. Okay, now on to the x-axis we are going to put the average discount percentage, and onto the y-axis we are going to put the return rate percentage. Onto the size we are going to put the total orders, and onto the value we are going to put the product name. Okay, so you can see it is not looking good. Now we have to do some formatting for it. So let me go to markers, and here let me select this to a diamond. Okay, and size multiplier, here we are going to decrease the size, not 30, let me increase it. Okay, 23 is fine. Minus 23. Okay, now let me add one average line. Not from here, let me go to build. Okay, so here we have to add the reference line. Average line. Let me add one more line. Average line 2. Let me add the color to red. Okay, let me go to markers and change the color. Let me take this color. Okay, so this one is fine. Let me now go to the title and change the title. Average discount versus return rate percentage. It will be 11 black color, and it will be bold. Okay, onto the x-axis values, let me take it to 9, and it will be darker. Title, let me turn off. Y-axis also, let me go to values 9 and some darker. Okay, so it is showing all the values. Okay, now we are left with the table visual. Let me add one table visual. Let me place it over here. And here we are going to add the values, not the values, first we have to add the product name. From dim product we have to add the product name, and we have to add the total orders, total return units, After then return rate percentage, refund amount, average return days, average discount percentage. Okay, now let me go to format and do the formatting for this. Style, we are going to take it as none only, not none, minimal. Yeah, this one is fine. Onto the values, let me increase it to 11. Column headers also to 11. Totals, let me turn off. Let me place in the middle alignment. Headers, let me bold the column headers. Okay, now this one is looking fine. Okay, now let me add the page name. So the second page will be product diagnostics. Okay, now let me add one image here. Insert image, and we are going to add this one. Let me copy the same and paste it over here. Okay, so we are done with the visualization. Now we have to publish this report into our workspace. So let me publish it. First, let me save it. Okay, now let me save it. And we are going to publish it here. Again, we can save it to our folder. Let me save it to e-commerce folder. Okay, so now we are left with creating a pipeline in which we are going to put the data flows as well as the semantic model for to the schedule refresh. So let's go to our workspace, and here we are going to create a new pipeline. So let me name it as a e-commerce pipeline. So here the first activity we are going to take it as data flows and two, and here we are going to select our data flow. Okay, and now we are going to take one more activity, that is semantic model activity. So here let me select this one, and here we have to map this to our model which we have created. This one is our model, so it will load all the tables. Let's wait until it loads. Okay, so it has loaded all the tables. Let me select all of them. 8 tables are there. Okay, now what we have to do, go to home, let me schedule it. Let me add a schedule on a daily basis. I will add the timings at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. So the start date you can give the today's date, and the end date you can give any of the future date, and time zone you can also select. Let me save it. Okay, so job type is pipeline. So basically every day at 10 p.m. it will trigger the data flows as well as the semantic model for to the schedule refresh, and onto our Power BI report we will get the most up-to-date data. Okay, so let me now save this. Okay, so now everything got completed. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.